Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Meg Lockmar. I am an intuitive healer and licensed therapist, and I have done a lot of things on my channel including meditation, art, and bullet journaling, but today I'm going to take my hand at oracle card reading. So this is the first time that I'm going to be sharing this skill that I have with my audience on YouTube, and I'm so excited for this journey. So I hope that you get an empowering message from Spirit today that I can channel through for you. And without further ado, I want you to just get centered and try and pick a pile, either the left, middle, or right, that you are resonating more with. And I don't want you to take too long with this. Just intuit the pile. The first gut instinct is usually correct, and the messages that are meant for you will not pass you by, so you don't need to worry that you are going to pick the wrong one. You're also welcome to listen to the entire video and choose the pile afterwards that you feel fit with you the most. Okay, and without further ado, let's get started. All right, and I like this glass desk, but it's not the best for filming, so don't mind my fuzzy slippers down there. So pile number 1. This is an amethyst stone, and I'm going to go ahead and clear the energy with this chime. Okay, pile number 1. Let's get started. So first I'm actually going to pull from the bottom. There are 3 of each. So there are the Whispers of Love card deck by Angelina Hartfield and Josephine Wall. Angela Hartfield, excuse me. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Let's flip these over. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Making sure you can see that. Okay, so we have embrace your emotions. Okay, so I'm really getting the feeling that you were taught that you were too emotional, that emotions were bad or weak, and so really embrace them. In this beautiful card, we have a little girl hugging and riding a unicorn, really embracing her emotions. So I really get the feeling like let yourself cry. Let the tears come out. Let yourself love. Let yourself feel pain. It is only with pain that we can feel equally parts love and the good. So no emotions are bad. As a therapist, I can tell you that. No emotions are bad. They are all there for a reason, to tell us something. So what are you missing? What are you not listening to with your feelings? What have you been avoiding your whole life, perhaps? And then we have slow down. So when you are excited, you get ahead of yourself. Take some time to allow things to unfold. So the gift of this life is that we always have this present moment and we always have time. And there's never not enough time to slow down when you need it, to slow down when you need healing, to slow down when you need more rest. So this card is really talking about slowing down and taking comfort that all things will come to you in the time they're supposed to, and that is not something that you can rush or push forward and do. So, and then we have do something for someone else. So maybe your focus has been on your life, your dreams, which is great. Don't stop doing that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's 100% self-love, and that helps you give love to others. But maybe you've been up in your head about it, and that's the message I'm getting, is that when you do something for someone else and give your attention to someone else, perhaps a family member or a good friend, then you're able to get out of your head and really connect with humanity in a way that does something for you that you can't get when you go at it alone. So by doing something for someone else or some group of people, perhaps in your spiritual path or religion if you have one, if not, could just be a group of friends or companions. So when you do something for someone else, it's going to get you out of your head and into your body, out of survival brain and back to your core where you came from. And all this together is saying, like, can you slow down and embrace your emotions while you're doing it? So allow yourself to cry in bed, allow yourself to lay down and relax, and then focus on what you're going to do for someone else that day. That's going to take you out of this survival brain that you've been living in for a long time. And then I have the Starseed Oracle Group 1 by Rebecca Campbell and artwork by Danielle Noel. So we've got the Void, Star Family, and Breath of the Cosmos. So I'm actually going to flip to the guidebook and read what's in there. The Void. Everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins and ends. So it's kind of like conception. It's the winter and the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating. Freeing and daunting, it can feel both overwhelming, small, and huge. The void is where faith lives. So perhaps you're in a void in your life. I'm really getting the message that you have been through a lot of transitions, and this is the time for you to relax and retreat. And this has been really difficult for you because a lot of emotions have been coming up that you've been avoiding by being too busy prior to this. And so I'm really getting the feeling like you're in this state of the void. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown. You don't know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, next week. If you're going to start a new business, if you're not going to start a new business, if you're going to get a new job, if you're not going to get a new job, if your family's going to be okay or not, you worry about these things. So when you surrender to the unknown, you allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you. Regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become, you're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest and to allow the winter of your life to do the work for you, to hand over the control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean things aren't at work. And then it says, the greatest weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us. Just like a great tapestry. I love Anita Morjani talks about her near-death experience as a great tapestry, where each person and each soul is part of that divine tapestry. So now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. So again, getting that message for rest. Even if you don't think you have time, just lay down for 10 minutes periodically throughout the day and close your eyes, listen to meditation music or music in general. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or life phase. That's what I'm talking about. When we're called to let go of all that we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel scary, as if you should be doing something. You're so used to going, doing. You do not need to do this anymore. You're going to live a more abundant life, a more pure, true life to who you really are. And so you can allow this time for rest, because the divine, God, the creator, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is going to come in and really be there for you. Like they've never been there for you before, because you haven't really been awake enough to really hear their call. So this card appears. When this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing to do is relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of life. And then Starseed Soul Inquiry. How are you being called to surrender to the unknown mystery of your life? How are you being called to surrender to the unknown mystery of your life? So I really love that for you. You're really in this time of transition, and this is the time to really rest, embrace your emotions, and get out of your head. I'm really getting that feeling. So Star Family. Wow, I'm really getting the feeling like you're connected with people that your spirit are drawn to right now. So whoever's in your life, in your home, in your friend circle, there are certain people out of that, maybe not everybody, but certain people who are really called to do what you're doing. And it's like, whether it's a real bloodline family or just a created family, you guys are on the same path. So it says, at some stage, we are each a part of a soul cluster, a gathering of souls who broke away from one another to experience themselves individually. And they kind of talk about this, your soul group, in Life Between Life therapy. I've done past life hypnotherapy. It's very interesting. You can go check that out if you're interested. Life Between Lives, I believe is what it's called. So those who are part of your soul cluster are part of your star family. Your star family are those souls who are cut from a similar cosmic cloth. You haven't just experienced lifetimes together. Your souls were once actually one. It's very common for star family members to incarnate at similar times to work with anchoring a similar frequency of light and to cross paths with each other. You know that someone is part of your star family when you feel like you know and remember them from the moment you meet. They feel instantly familiar and comfortable. Time both passes quickly and stretches on when you're with them. You feel more yourself with them than anyone else. I feel like you're probably getting an imagery or an instinct in your mind of who these people are in your life. I get the feeling it's more than one person right now, and you really could use that support. So lean on them, tell them your emotions, tell them your feelings. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable. It's really important right now, as you rest, that you also get support. And then it says, it can sometimes feel like looking in the mirror because in a way you are. Often you'll go out of your way to help those in your star family, instinctively knowing it's part of your path. When a star family member dies, you feel it very deeply, regardless of how long you knew them. A certain soul mourning or breaking occurs. Think about the people in your life. Who do you feel is part of your star family? It's likely that you've met someone who's part of your star family or you're about to. And then the inquiry is, who do you think is from the same star family as you? How can you call upon them for support? So I really get the feeling like you already know. You already know who these people are, your soul sisters, your soul brothers, souls incarnated with you to do this journey so you don't have to do it alone. I get the feeling like you've pushed others away a lot because you've had to do things alone from trauma and being hurt and all the things that you've been through, but it's not that time anymore. You're done with that phase of overworking and pushing yourself to the limit and trying to please everyone else but yourself. And now you're really faced with the emotions that you've been dealing with, suppressing for a long time. And so this support from these people in your family can really help you work through these things. Okay, and then we have, so that was star family. Then we have beneath, nope. We have breath of the cosmos. My will to thy will, micromanaging the universe. Breath of the cosmos. Makes me remember to breathe. When we rely on our own will, we're micromanaging the universe and resisting the natural flow of life. This is part of the resting. You've been overdoing it, thinking you have to control everything. And instead, this means we're not trusting the mysterious breath of life. We're rejecting the great cosmic intelligence and relying instead on our personal strength. This is going to wear you out. You're just probably so fatigued right now and worn out because you have been trying to do it alone without trusting in the divine creator. So when we spend our time forcing, pushing, and living in a space of trying to, everyone else around us can feel it, the universe can too. You're being called to stop micromanaging the universe and trust the breath of life, to surrender to the greater will that God has for you, to move from my will to thy will. When you surrender to the greater will of life, you begin dancing with the rest of life. When you bow to the great mystery and say, please use me, please show me the way, little by little you find you're living your most authentic, fulfilling life. When you surrender your personal will, the insistent self, when you relinquish control and release the way you think things should go, and surrender to the greater will, surrender to the greater will. I'll say that again because it's an important message. You find yourself being led. You begin breathing the breath of life. Okay, place the card on the portal of your heart. So you'd place this card on the portal of your heart. If you don't have this deck, just imagine that the breath of the cosmos with that beautiful imagery is right on your heart. Okay? And you're going to say, I'm willing to stop relying on my own strength and personal agenda and instead surrender to the breath of life. Dear God, help me move from my will to thy will. Please lead me. Please show me the way. It's a really beautiful message, and I think that it has a lot to do with the changes that you've been experiencing, and now is the time to surrender. It's a new stage of life. It's about rest, feeling your emotions, getting out of your head, and embracing the unknown and surrendering to the divine. So then we have 3 more from Tosha Silver. Okay, divine timing. Wow. So this is all about trusting. You're trying to force things and it's not happening. And then intention and sanctuary. Oh, these are perfect for you. Okay, divine timing. The divine brings things in the timing that we need. We can't control the timing. When we think we know, we don't know. The universe is there to serve us with something better and bigger than we could have ever imagined. And then it says, nothing comes before we're prepared. Pre-prepared is what I read. Nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing, dear Lord. How am I blocking divine timing by trying to control and being impatient? I want you to ask yourself that. How am I blocking divine timing by trying to control my life too much and being impatient? So I really get the message from this divine timing, like you need to let go of control. Just like this breath of the cosmos, you need to surrender that breath. Every breath you take, say, allow your breath to come through me, Creator. Allow me to release my breath, and so that I can be guided and led by yours. And then intention. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. I really want you to say that again to yourself. It is my intention that all God's wishes for me come true. And they will come true, dear one. I think you've been thinking that everyone else deserves love and good things but you. And when good things do happen, you're surprised and you think someone else had something to do with it because you are obviously not the one to have that happen to you. So that is not the case. And allow your intention to say the highest good for me is going to happen so that I can help the highest good of everyone around me. And then sanctuary, this is all the rest and feeling your feelings vibes, 100%. So a sanctuary resides inside you no matter what is happening. This inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath. My video got cut off a little bit, but I was talking about the sanctuary. So take a deep breath, enter and sit down on the throne of your heart. And I know this is talking about an inner sanctuary, which is true, that it's always there for us. But I'm also getting the feeling like you need to make your outer world a sanctuary as well. So retreat, and rest and go inward and feel your emotions. Okay, group one, this is all that I have for you. And I am so grateful that you're here. I'm going to end with another chime to clear the energy and help you start your path to retreat. Thank you so much, group one. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, glimpse_within. That's glimpse within. I do readings over there with a podcast that I have, the Glimpse Within podcast. So there are more readings than this. I usually do once a week on the podcast, on Instagram, reading, and then once I'm going to start doing on YouTube a week. So thank you so much for joining me. Welcome, group two. I'm so excited for you today. I'm going to ring my chime to clear the energy and get in touch with the messages that you need to hear today. And take a moment to take a deep breath in through your nose, into your belly, and exhale out your mouth. Okay, so today we have this celestite that you picked, and we are going to start with the Whispers of Love, which is on the bottom, and we are going to go chronologically in the order that I pulled them. So we have Express Love Through Gifts, Be Supportive, and Treasure Your Loved Ones. Okay, express love through gifts, giving a small token to someone expresses your love to them. So I'm actually getting more of a feeling that it's not really about the gifts. It could be displayed in many of the different 5 love languages. So acts of service, verbal affirmations, physical touch, quality time, and then gifts. So let's just read what the guidebook has to say. Number 19, express love through gifts. A gift is visible evidence of your loving thoughts. A gift does not need to be expensive. Showing someone your favorite place, sharing a favorite song, or writing a note of gratitude are all gifts. See, they're talking about the different love languages, not an actual gift. This lets the receiver you intend this for know that you care. You have been really withdrawn lately, I'm getting the feeling like, and this is the first time that you're kind of branching out, and I feel like some people may have messages for you that you need to hear, but the only way that you can hear them is by reaching out to them. So this is more about reaching out to others that you love, letting them know that you're still there. You may have to talk about why you were introverted or kind of a hermit for so long, but they will understand because they love you. And then we have be supportive. So this is another thing. Make a genuine effort to show that you care. So express your love through different love languages, be supportive, and then treasure your loved ones. So maybe you've really been withdrawn, and this is the time to really show that you are there for your loved ones and that you care. And it's really about that disconnection that has been there and rekindling that love that's there. So let's read these two. So first is 45, be supportive. All that is needed is some extra support and care. Take the time to encourage someone. Recognize the effort that they are making for you. Being supportive will help create harmony and peace. Just as the angels support us in all things, be willing to support the ones you love. So maybe you've been worried about protecting yourself. Yep, that's what's been going on. So you've really been protecting yourself because of the trauma you've experienced, understandably so. And so now is not the time, though, to be closed off anymore. Now is the time to branch out and treasure your loved ones and be supportive. So let's read the treasure your loved ones, number 10. We have a group of people in our lives that love and support us. Cherish these people, whether it is a special partner, your family, or your friends. The angels are prompting you that you need to reach out to your loved ones and make sure you show them love. So you have been kind of like a hermit, and people have been worried about if you're okay, if you still love them, if you still care. Yeah, they're just concerned about you, really, because they love you and want to support you. So make sure that you reach out to your loved ones. All these cards are very similar. And then we're going to do the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell and Danielle Noel. We have I Remember, Soul Plan, the Fated Life versus the Destiny Life. And I will read the guidebook on these. We have I'm Sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. Wow, yeah, your past is really bothering you. We have Hyreth, longing for home, homesick for the stars. So longing for your true home. So I'm going to go ahead and read the guidebook on these. I remember. There was a moment before you were born when you chose the conditions of the life you're living right now. When you plotted out these exact moments along the timeline of your life, you really did choose this life. That's what I'm getting message. We live in a world of free will, and therefore these moments become our destiny only through saying yes. The fated life is the one we were born into. The destiny life is the one our soul chooses, and it takes courage and faith. If you pull this card, it's because you're likely now face to face with the choice to follow the destiny life over the fated life. So where are you just allowing life to happen and not really taking a stance for what you are being called to do? So when you choose your destiny life, trust the path your soul is calling you toward, and remember that it's time, that this moment was prearranged on your life's timeline. You may find yourself at a crossroads, at a moment when you're being called to make a decision to keep walking the perfectly laid out path before you or to choose the one less traveled. You may be facing a career, a new relationship, a difficult decision, or something else that requires courage and faith. You're being invited to remember your soul's greater plan and to surrender to it. When you're confronted with a path that's undefined, it's normal for doubt to rear its ugly head. In fact, this is a certain sign that you're facing your soul's greater plan. Every hero in his or her life journey comes eye to eye with doubt. The only way around it is through. It's all part of the larger plan. So don't take the path that everyone else is taking just because it's easier and more familiar. Take the road less traveled. And then the Starseed Soul Inquiry saying, what are you being called to do? Surrender to your soul's plan? Oh. What are you being called to do to surrender to your soul's plan? So this is really what's been going on is you haven't been reaching out to others because you've really been dealing with this stuff. So remembering that you chose to come here is very important for you. To remember that you chose to come here and that you have a choice between a fated life and a destiny life. And now you're at a crossroads, and this is the time to really choose the path that you're being called to, not the familiar, not the commonplace, not what everyone else is doing, but you individually, not your partner, not anyone else, you, just you. And then we've got I'm sorry. Oh, it's right after it. I'm sorry. We're living in divisive times. When we're hurt and triggered, we tend to see things as a personal attack rather than an opportunity for healing. This is talking about the trauma that you've experienced in the past. I'm just getting that channeled. So if we're to find true peace and unity, we need to drop our defenses and see things outside of black and white, right or wrong. It's really important. As souls, we intrinsically remember unity and yearn for it here on earth. Perhaps this is why it feels so painful when we experience the opposite. But it's crucial to remember that we can't simply bypass reality and pretend that unity, love, and forgiveness are here. This is one of the greatest challenges for starseeds. To bring about unity, we must first acknowledge the ways in which both we and the world have been divisive, personally, ancestrally, and collectively. That's really important. Personally, in your life, ancestrally, those you came from, and collectively, as a whole. The shadows, hate, wounds, separation, severing, wrongs, and sadness. You may be called to explore how you, your ancestors, or your society have consciously or unconsciously inflicted pain to others. To find a way to drop the armor around your heart and see things as they truly are for all people, to say I'm sorry with an open heart and mean it. To be part of the healing rather than the perpetuation of inherited conflict or oppression. We really have a choice about if we perpetuate this or not. This isn't about blame, it's about unwinding the patterning that got us here. You may be called to devote your time to causes you believe in or doing healing work on your ancestral line. So, how are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind past wrongs? So maybe this is wrongs against you. If you feel like you've been in the victim mentality, that's what I'm getting. Yes, definitely that. So in your personal life, you've been a victim. Ancestrally, your ancestors have been victims, particularly females. Collectively, same thing in the world. So this is really important to do this work and see these deep roots in this I'm sorry card. That's really important to pull out those old weeds and really do the work from our ancestors and the collective, their personal experience. And then we have Hyreth. I think I'm saying that right. This is a Welsh word that's difficult to translate, but it is referring to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for a home or a place that we cannot return. This unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common in starseeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. So you're longing to go somewhere where you're understood, where your sensitivity is embraced, where everything is different and makes sense and is from a spiritual path. For some, it's a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or star system in the universe that their soul remembers and yearns to return to. A place they may have experienced more than Earth. For others, it's a longing for the unity of Source. I'm really getting that message for you, the longing for unity of Source, a remembering of interconnected oneness. This yearning can lead some starseeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. For others, I don't feel like you need that. You need to find your home inside of yourself. Then it says, for others, it can manifest as a need to find home in people, communities, and relationships, a journey to find somewhere you truly belong. If you resonate for this yearning for home, but don't really know where home is, you're being invited to remember that your soul chose to be here on Earth. That's the exact message that I'm getting. Your soul chose to be here. You're being called to fully commit to embodying your life. So that term, head in the clouds, it's time to come back down to Earth. You're being assured that you didn't come here alone. You are never alone. The divine is always with you every step of the way. Your soul consciously decided to experience what it's like to be a soul in a human body on this planet at this time. You're being called to anchor all of your presence, your personality, your soul, and spirit in the here and now, to fully commit to living this life right now, to commit to putting 2 feet completely in. Even though you may long for the source and the light that you came from, it is time to be fully grounded on this earth, knowing that's where you came from, and channel that energy to be fully grounded here. So it says, how can you commit more fully to your life? Instead of just trying to get through it, survive it, let it pass you by, do the bare minimum. This is part of that checking out. So you've really been checking out. I'm really getting the feeling like you've been checking out and that's why you've been kind of a hermit with other people around you. And you need to do some of this personal, ancestral, and spiritual work to be grounded here on this earth. Okay, group 2. And then I have Tosha Silver's cards. Got service, despair, and independence. Okay, service. You stop using the universe to try to get what you want and start asking love to use you. Start asking the universe to use you. You offer all and want to be of service. Ironically, many desires become fulfilled without grasping or manipulating. So maybe if you focus on this service portion, then you won't be so worried about that life hasn't gone your way, that you've been a victim and things like that. Focus on the divine flowing through you and using you. It's really the important message there. And then despair. This is part of this whole theme, is you've been kind of in despair, up and down, trying to deal with it, trying to avoid it, and it's made you avoid people. So I need your divine intercession right now, God. That's what I'm saying. Oh, great spirit. That's what she says. I need your divine intercession right now, oh, great spirit. Lift this darkness from my soul. Free me from this burden. Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. You've really been suffering, and a lot of this is self-made, not to blame, but you need to take accountability and responsibility for this victim mentality so that you can gain independence. So this is really, 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 you may have been in a codependent relationship or something like that. Okay, group number 3. Just going to ring my chime to clear the energy from the past readings. Take a deep breath with me in through your nose. And exhale out through your mouth. We have a little piece of amethyst here. So if you picked this pile, you might have been attracted to that. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. We've got the Whispers of Love on the bottom. Those are the first ones I pulled, so I'm going to go in order. Oh, I pulled 4. I was trying to only pull 3, so you must have needed 4 messages from the Whispers of Love by Angela Hartfield. So we've got actions speak loudly. Act as if your partner is here already. Love is all around you, and be willing to express love. I love these messages. So number 49, we're going to start with reading the guidebook. I feel like you need an abundance mindset. I'm getting that intuition. This feeling of lack is really powerful. This feeling of lack is really powerful in your life. Now it's time to call in an abundance mindset into your life. So express your love through actions. Sometimes saying that you love somebody is not enough. What is required is showing someone how you feel. Put someone's needs before your own. You are being asked to do something that will show your love. Okay, so really expressing your love versus just saying, and maybe it's because you've been scared because you've been hurt in the past. Okay, I'm not sure what got cut off or not from that, but the perspective card is all about zooming out because you've been too myopic and focused. And it's important to zoom out and get a broad perspective that you're just a dust on a planet in a huge galaxy, in a huge universe of universes. So that is what that card is all about. My camera keeps cutting me off. I need a new phone, so that's what happened. But now we're going to go to Portal. Doors are opening, you decide. Rewards wild card. Doors are opening for you right now if you choose to see them. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying yes. You have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What would you like to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. So I'm really getting the feeling like you've been working hard, even though it's been this kind of close, detail-oriented, myopic focus. You've been really fearful, and so you haven't really reaped the benefits of your hard work yet, and now is the time. So when this card comes up, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. Effortless. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy to jump right on in. So what would you most like to experience? That's the question that's coming up with this card. What would you most like to experience? So this is the portal. This is a really important time in your life. It's like a crossroads. Instead of this myopic lens, we need to focus on this portal and jumping right through so we don't miss it, okay? You're not going to miss it. Don't worry. Everything right for you comes for you at the right time, and now is the right time. Okay, seeds of Mintaka. Mintaka is thought to have been a water-based planet containing the most crystal clear waters you could ever imagine. So clear that you could see for miles and miles underwater. The Seeds of Mintaka card represents this crystalline clarity of potential and possibility. It's all about the ability and choice to see the potential in all people and situations. This could be one of your natural traits, or it could be a sign that what you're currently doing has great potential. Mintakans are thought to have been a galactic race who saw the light in everything and everyone. You may have received this card as confirmation that a situation or project has extreme potential and will reach fruition. So this is all about the fruits of your labor if we can get out of this mindset, this myopic mindset. If it appears in a spread, it's a very positive sign that things are working out for the highest potential of all involved. It's a very uplifting, light-filled card that brings great harmony, contentment, and positive outcomes. According to Carl Jung, that which we do not bring to consciousness appears in our life as fate. I love that. That which we do not bring to consciousness appears in our life as fate. This is destiny. When water appears in dreams and art, it is often representing the unconscious mind. Pulling this card also means that you may be called to bring light any unconscious patterns of which you're unaware. To bring to light any unconscious patterns of which you're unaware. To look at them and to see them clearly and consciously so they don't appear in your life as fate. What unconscious patterns or behaviors are ready to be brought to the light of day? How can you see the potential in a situation you are facing? What unconscious patterns are you being called to bring to light? What unconscious patterns are you being called to bring to light? So there's a lot of potential for you right now in this portal, and you need to bring these unconscious mindsets that you have to your own awareness so that they don't bog you down. Okay, group 3. And then I have 3 cards for you from Tosha Silver. Hardship, self-love, and contentment. So I feel like this hardship is a little bit past, present, and then future. So hardship, may I embrace what's happening right now, as baffling or painful as it is. Help me, O God. Help me, O God, to trust where you are guiding me. I am yours. So I really get the feeling like you've been a victim in the past a little bit, and it's making you withdraw. So it's time for you to reach out to others and express your love. Instead of having this small detail-oriented daily life lens, you need to have a bigger lens because things are coming into fruition right now. So this hardship may have been the past. I don't believe this is in the future for you. Right now, the most prominent thing for you is working on self-love. The most prominent thing for you is working on self-compassion. That's so important. If you guys haven't heard of Dr. Kristen Neff, self-compassion.org, I believe. I'll link it below, is a really great resource, and she has a couple books out that are really good. The newest one is Fierce Self-Compassion, and I really like her work. She has guided meditations because I feel like this is the WD-40 of life. It's what makes us able to keep going when things get hard. So show me how to love myself. Show me how to take care of the inner child. Show me how to be kind within. When you step into self-forgiveness, so much can change on the outside. And then in your future, if you have this self-love, you're going to have contentment. So you can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly you remember, I'm right here resting in God. So I just get the feeling like this portal is leading you to extreme contentment and bringing light to the shadows of your life. So this is really exciting time for you, Group 3, and I hope you have enjoyed this and gotten something out of it. And please go subscribe and follow me on Instagram, glimpse_within, linked below, if you would like more readings. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much for joining me, my loves. Until next time, I hope you take care of yourself and follow me for more inspiration, guidance, and oracle and tarot readings. Love you so much. Bye.